I love real estate, and my agent was my wife.
In the last almost 3 years at LPT Realty is it's not about me, it's about we. And I love the collaboration. I love being a leader.
LPT is incredible. I'm sitting here with you, and I've got to know you since, oh gosh, since we met in St. Pete. But everybody's willing to help everybody.
2024 was a tough real estate year for everybody. I mean, I talked to mega teams, I talked to individual agents, and everybody sold significantly less.
It's not that they don't know the answer per se, but they don't know how to put it into words.
We give you the choice how to run your business. And look what you just said. That buyer's agent, that team agent, right now they're saving money.
You need to brand yourself. You need to make yourself famous. This company is designed for you to succeed. Yes, they'll succeed in the process, but it's not a me, it's a we.
What's up, guys? Anthony Dazet with LPT Realty. Super excited today. I'm speaking with one of my business partners and good friends, Allan Murray. He has the Murray Realty Group there in West Virginia. No, Virginia Beach, right? Virginia Beach. Okay. Get you guys mixed up right now, but we're chatting a lot about LPT Real, obviously. And the fact is that why Allan joined LPT Realty, a big factor for him initially. 2024, as you guys know, was an interesting year in real estate. And he saw this opportunity with LPT Realty to save more money, build a team, and sell more houses. And that's our motto: save more, sell more. Guys, if you're interested in partnering with us, go to SaveMoreSellMore.com and you can find the link there to sign up and set up a call. Well, Allan, what's going on, man?
Hey, brother, another living the dream.
Living the dream. Yeah, exactly, man. That's so true. Well, it's super exciting to talk to you. I know you've been at LPT for a while. Give everybody a quick rundown of who you are and what you do.
Okay, so actually, I was a corporate guy for a while, and then I flipped houses for a while, and I love real estate. And my agent was my wife. And one day she called me up and says, "Do you want to flip houses anymore?" And I'm like, "No, it's too much work." So I joined her, became partners at our last brokerage, and we decided to start up a team, a small team, we thought, at first. And then the LPT came around, and two of our state brokers and one of the main guys here in Hampton Roads all left the same day. And we were like, what is going on? So picked up the phone to find out. And Terry Trexler was like, if you guys want to know, we can have a conversation. That's on you. And I was like, definitely. So we had the conversation. I was still thinking, I kind of like my brokerage. And then we sat down for a meeting, and everything was about bash the people that left and bash LPT. And I'm like, hey, there's Steer. We signed the next day. Came over, and it just haven't looked back. It's just been an amazing, amazing brokerage. The marketing, the training, the inclusiveness of LPT is incredible. I'm sitting here with you, and I've got to know you since, oh gosh, since we met in St. Pete. But everybody's willing to help everybody. Back in the other one, it was like, we have our little fiefdoms. If you're not part of our little group, then we don't necessarily want you to work with us. And here it's like, what can we share? How can we make your business?
No, totally. I get that.
I love it.
I tell people all the time, formerly, it was about me. I had a big real estate team in New Orleans, and it was Anthony Dazet sells all these homes. And actually, it wasn't. I was selling a lot of homes with a lot of people. And then the same thing at my last brokerage, it really didn't allow me to help people as much as I wanted, because you're right. It didn't benefit me to help others grow. If you weren't in my organization, it was about me. And the shift for me in the last almost 3 years at LPT Realty is it's not about me, it's about we. And I love the collaboration. I love being a leader, helping you guys grow your business and take yourselves to the next level. And it's, we have another call today. We've been talking about creating content and helping you agents grow with content creation. So I know, Allan, you were at EXP for quite a while, like myself, and you saw some differences. How long have you been at LPT Realty now?
They offered up LPT 2 years ago, almost 2.5 years ago. So it was December of 2022 is when we heard about this. And we joined December 30th or 31st of 2022.
Nice. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you came in at an 100% model, right? Business builder?
I did. So one of the cool things because we have a team, and on this team, everybody pays their split, because there's nobody better than anybody else. But one of the greatest things about LPT with Business Builder is, especially when you're first starting out, you know, between broker splits and team splits, you know, your commissions just get knocked down so far. And with LPT, because they have the 100%, you can join a team, pay your split, but you're still making the majority of your money. So it allows them to invest back into their business, invest themselves in their future. So yeah, if you know, I think all of our team members at this point, except for Heather and I, are business builder. We don't care. You know, we get a split to run the team. I'm happy with that. But at the same time, we get to help them become better agents. We get to train them to build their own business. You know, our team, do we provide leads? Yeah, but that's not our focus. Our focus is to make them famous so they can build their pipelines and do that. You know, our philosophy is train them so they can leave and treat them so they don't want to. And so now this year went to team of 10. We want to grow to 25 to 30 by the end of the year.
No, that's nice, man. And I love that. You know, 2024 again, you know, we have mentioned that. If not, we talked about it on the pre-interview. 2024 was a tough real estate year for everybody. I mean, I talked to mega teams, I talked to individual agents, and everybody sold significantly less. And you saw that opportunity, and that's what I like about LPT Realty with our agent choice, is that it gives agents a choice whether they want to come into 100% model, they want to come in as traditional real estate revenue share partner. It's really neat. You know, it came in, you saved a little money, you built your team up, and you nailed it earlier. You know, the team members, that's what this is all about. When, again, as a team leader, it's not about you. Even though it's your business, you do most of the business, you do most of the leads, you know, some of the sales probably go in your name. But the fact is, those buyer's agents who are paying a substantial split. I know when I was running my team, man, they were 50-50 split. And we were at Keller Williams, we were at EXP, and they required me to charge that agent a significant amount of money. Like at EXP, I had to charge my agents 25% minimum. At Keller,
Yeah.
it was a 50% minimum. So 50% minus the 36% at Keller Williams. I mean, man, they were not making any money. No different with EXP and others too. I mean, I get it. It is a fact of the business. That's how the business is run. But with LPT Realty, when you could bring agents on and they're only paying $500 per file, it is a lot easier pill for those guys to swallow when they only have to pay $500 for the transaction versus, you know, a required 25% split, a required 50% split. So how, as a team leader, is that opportunity helping you grow your team?
Well, first of all, you know as well as I do, 75% of our agents fail in the first year, 87% within the first 5 years. Is because agents join and they want to be a solo agent because they don't want to lose all their money.
Right.
You know, so now they have an opportunity to join a team, and it's like paying a broker split. In some cases, if it's a premier league, it might be a little bit more than a regular broker split, but they can join a team, get the training, get the mentoring, get everything they need to really set up their business for success. And then they'll just start to thrive. And as a 100% agent, they're paying $500 a transaction for the first 10. That's nothing to the brokerage, plus their team split. But we're trying to train them how to also grow. So they start building their downline. And then when their downline gets to the point where it's paying their cap, it would pay their cap if they went revenue partner, then they can switch over. And now somebody else is paying their cap and they're making money even more. So this is the whole goal is to set everybody up for success moving forward.
Yeah, man, I love that. And you're right. You know, another thing that a lot of people don't know with LPT Realty, again, that agent choice. We give you the choice how to run your business. And look what you just said. That buyer's agent, that team agent, right now they're saving money and they're doing attraction. The cool thing about LPT Realty, even as a business builder, the 100% model, you still can build a downline. And the neat thing is you're not burning money during that time. You're saving money, you got a few agents, and then all of a sudden you wake up, you got 50 to 100 agents in your downline, and you recognize, wow, they could be paying my cap for me on top of my sales. You can transition, just like you did, to a revenue share partner. I have quite a few agents. I got a couple people like yourself who have been with us for a year, 2 years, 3 years. And I have a gentleman in Orlando right now, Eric Campbell. Guy's got an amazing group of agents. He's an amazing leader. I had a conversation with him. I said, man, you got like 30, 40, 50 agents in your downline. When are you switching to revenue share? And he goes, I didn't tell you this. I switched. And I believe it's a mindset thing too, Allan. Because I have a lot of agents who call me. I speak to a lot of people, and they always tell me, Anthony, I'm not doing well with agent attraction. I'm not, doing well with this part of the business. And I'm like, look, guys, it's a mindset. Sometimes you got to put your money where your mouth is. A thing that I did with this opportunity, I was, people know my story. I was living in Puerto Rico. I was at EXP Realty, semi-comfortable. And man, I burned my ship. I literally left Puerto Rico, moved here to Florida, Rosemary Beach, and went with the 80-20 plan right away because that was my goal. But I went all in. And people ask me all the time, how did you build? I'm approaching 4,000 agents at this company. How did you build so fast? And I mean, well, that was my focus. One, I didn't have to sell a ton of real estate. But two, I knew my goal. I knew my vision. And it's okay to come in and be a little scared. It's okay to come in on the business builder. But guys, if you have an intention of building passive income, especially with a company like ours, you did it, Allan. You leveled up. You went to 80-20. So what's it looking like in 2025? I know we talk about the listing power tool pack and 2025 business is increasing for you. I know we talked about that. What are you doing with LPT, particularly to grow your team and grow your business in 2025?
So 2025, we're focusing more on the agent traction. Heather's going to work the team aspect of it, keep with the training and that kind of stuff. But I'm literally starting to put together some marketing campaigns because I think one of the biggest things is people they hear LPT and it's like, oh, they're brand new. They probably don't know what they're doing. They have no clue what's going on. So literally, I'm going to launch a regional campaign because I want to attract people to our team, yes, because I know we can provide a huge value to them. But I don't think a lot of people understand the value that LPT provides on its own. I literally, I walked into a listing appointment with my power pack for listing. Now, I made a nice case for it. It was nice and pretty. But walked in there, and it was a $1.2 million listing.
Wow.
I walked in. Well, it was originally $950. That's what they wanted to sell for. Gotcha. And I went, you know what? I think you're worth more. Oh, no, it's not worth more. I showed them how I market, showed them the power pack, and they were like, we've never seen something like this before. Not from any other agent that we've interviewed. Like, okay, and on top of that, you know what? I'm going to pay for an appraisal on your property.
Yep.
You're going to pay for it? I said, I got this. I think you're worth more. The appraisal came back at 1.3. Wow. And they said, there's no way. So they went 1.2. I said, okay, I can only do what you tell me to do, but this isn't my opinion. And sold it in 7 days.
Wow.
And they were and it was a cash offer. But the marketing that we do, having the doorknob flyers and that kind of stuff, get it and start passing stuff around, and the word gets out, because when you're talking about $1 million and up, in Virginia Beach, there's not a lot of places, a lot of areas that have that kind of price point and on the beach. So everybody's looking for them.
That's really cool, man. That's really cool how you went in and they wanted a specific dollar amount. And man, look, I coach a lot of agents. I never recommend that, but that's the power of marketing. That's the power of branding. Like when I went and met, the reason I even flew to Miami to meet Robert Palmer, because an agent I respected, literally for an hour bragged about how this guy's a marketing genius and how he's really knows branding. And I love that. And look what that just did for your business. Man, you look like a damn rock star to those people. You now have this marketing pack that gave you the ability to market the home properly. That's where agents struggle. They don't know how to market. And that's what I love about LPT Realty. We could go touch upon that a little bit more. We literally hand you a box and we say, hey, go sell this. Empty it.
Yep.
And that's another great thing for a team. I know with my team, we'd print out 1,000 flyers a couple times a week and we'd go door knock. And that's how we grew our business, by door knocking. And for some reason, Allan, agents still think that's not the way to run their business. They'd rather go on Facebook. I tell people all the time, stop posting on Facebook. All you're doing is feeding your ego. You're bragging to other agents, which is great for agent attraction. Don't get me wrong. But the fact is that seller, that buyer is probably not friends with you already, you know, and they're not going to see it on Facebook. That's why we talk a lot about YouTube and some of our coaching calls and things like that. But man, that's awesome. I mean, that right there is a testimonial that what LPT can do for your real estate business.
And every deal I did last year, I did not know the person.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, I met them and moved forward to get it done.
That's awesome. Well, man, I tell you, one thing we got to talk about then, man, is how you're going to work that sphere of influence, because I know you sell a bunch of homes. So what else? I mean, what is your, you have a team, you're selling a bunch of houses. It's 2025. It seems that the market's picking up. I mean, obviously, we're in April right now. Time shifted. What tools and what things are you doing that LPT offers us specifically, other than the box, that's helping you grow your real estate business?
Well, a lot of it is just in the training.
Yeah.
We have the motivational Mondays every Monday, which give us information. I think it's work with the Sales Friday call is amazing. And you can go on there and they have a calendar. If there's something you want to learn about, they've got somebody teaching it, so their stuff alone is great. But, because of the amount of material that we have, we're allowed to even create within our team other marketing pieces based on the materials that we learn. And again, nobody knows how much nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care, right?
Oh yeah.
So when you're doing these touches and you're providing value, because it's just a crap ton of value that we can give out for free, and it's just available to us,
right?
Then when you have that conversation, they're like, "Oh, we have a young lady now. She's been with the husband for a while. She's never bought a house. She will never ever buy a house, and she'll die in the house she's in. But she has forced all four of her children to buy houses with us."
Nice.
Because when you're always providing value, you're always giving that touch, you're staying front of mind. And it's like, traditionally, in my last company, it's like, okay, I got to figure out ways to try and touch them. Now we have a stack of value that we can put out. It's awesome when you walk into, when somebody walks into one of your listing people that you had an appointment with, and he calls you up and he goes, "Yeah, I saw your magazine on the table."
You talk about that, Allan, the magazine, because a lot of people they know us for our listing power pack, which is great. We got a prospecting pack, an open house pack. I mean, guys, if you want to go reach people, our power packs are insane. Our luxury packs. Talk about that magazine, because we don't discuss that enough. I love it because it's things that I used to do. I mean, one, I always had a printed listing marketing packet for my sellers, and then also I used to have the questions that you want to go ask your competition. Talk about those two things, and I don't have them on me. Maybe you do. We could show people what they look like, but talk about those two magazines.
Yeah, I might have one back there. Get a check. So like the marketing plan. It's a breakdown of all different ways we can market your property. And I'll be honest with you, I go through that with them because there's some things that just don't work for certain properties. But we go through that and we build that out. The 9 Critical Questions magazine is like the killer. It's the killer for every other agent. Because number one, you better know your 9 critical questions and how to answer them. But yeah, you leave that with them. I order them by the bulk, because I'll leave them with anybody I talk to that's looking to sell their house. And they'll meet another agent, they'll open that up. And they say, I want to be last, because I want to be the person to leave that last great impression.
Oh yeah.
Now I want to be first.
You want to be first, right?
Because I know the impression I'm going to leave. I always say I'm good on paper, but I'm better in person. But I know the impression I'm going to leave, and then I'm going to leave them that 9 Critical Questions and marketing magazine.
We'll talk about the 9 critical questions, Allan. Is that what is that exactly?
So it's basically the questions you want to ask your realtor on what they're going to do to give you the best experience and sell your house. With that, with having that in front of them, when they reach out and talk to another agent, they can literally, because it's in front of them, they'll open it up, sit back, And they can ask the other agent the question.
Mm-hmm.
I would say probably 95% of the time, the other agent, it's not that they don't know the answer per se, but they don't know how to put it into words. They know what they do, but they've never been asked these questions straight out.
No,
So they might get a couple, but they're not going to get them all. And it makes you look like a rock star. And
it does.
the other agent makes the other agent look like maybe they're not as experienced as we want them to be. And I've had this happen with agents that have been around for a long time. So it is just, and the magazines have my face on it.
Branded to you.
So I'm like, here's our company's magazine. No, this is my magazine, because when you get these, it is branded to you. I love the fact that they always say the LPT logo, which is this guy here, is the period at the end of your branding.
Yep.
So it's on all our stuff, but it is branded to you. It is about the agent.
No, no.
There's no other business I've seen that is like that.
What's funny, that's the way I ran my business when I was listing a bunch of homes. I literally had the 9 critical questions printed, okay, on a piece of paper, super unprofessional looking, but you know what? It worked. Now you walk in, I mean, God, when it goes, I mean, I was here professionally before, as far as the marketing and branding. Now I'm here because you walk in, it's this high quality, high gloss magazine branded to you. You nailed that part. And you put that on their table. And again, I was going to ask you, but you answered the question. Why would you give the seller 9 questions to ask your competition? Because even then, if they have that type of paperwork in place, it doesn't look as good as ours. And it levels up your professionalism, because not only you're answering those questions, then they're allowed to ask other agents those questions. And then they go back to our listing magazine, the active marketing plan, which coincides with, guess what, guys, the listing power toolbox. I mean, it's a force to be reckoned with if you use properly. And that's what I see a lot of agents. They still have not embraced the marketing. They believe that they're going to do something. They're going to post it on Facebook. Guys, traditional printed media marketing works. This guy, Allan, is a prime example telling you right now. Now you got to ask yourself, you're at a company right now that offers none of this to you. So, Allan, what would you recommend to someone if they're at a company, they're not getting the free market? I mean, literally, guys, we have no monthly fee. You can pay minimal per deal. You get this free marketing for every listing that you take. Every listing that you take, you get free marketing power tool pack plus the magazines with us. What would you tell agents, Allan?
Number one, if you really want to level up your game, treat it like a business. If you're going to treat it like a business, you need to market like a business. And that means you have to have the right tools. If you're flying by the seat of your pants, which traditionally that's how agents work. They may have processes, but when they're going out and meeting, I'll take a piece from here, maybe I can use this. What's this shiny object over here? We have it all already built in. So if you're really looking to level up your game and you really want to make that business thrive and then give you the potential of growing passive income along the way, you really need to consider LPT Realty. This company is designed for you to succeed. Yes, they'll succeed in the process, but it's not a me, it's a we.
Right.
So rising tide raises all boats, right?
That's a neat thing. I just had a conversation with Jake Smoke. He's an agent that just joined us in San Diego, and we talked about, Allan, the ease of it. Because right now, I used to go to Vistaprint. It really run through my my color copier to do that. It's so easy. It's a couple of clicks. Does it cost you money? Yes. If you buy extra, because like I said, you buy them in bulk. I bought them in bulk also. But guys, what you got to realize, that marketing is 100% a tax deduction. And sometimes agents miss that. They'd rather spend hours trying to perfect this PDF, then print it literally with a couple of clicks at LPT Realty. Boom, your power pack's in the mail. Your active marketing campaign is in the mail. Everything's in the mail for you. Shows up a couple of days later, and you're off to the races.
And some of the marketing that I use, and because I do post on Facebook, because I do that for I am looking for agent traction, that kind of stuff. A lot of stuff is seen there, Facebook and YouTube now, thanks to you, learning with you. But some of the marketing pieces they have are free downloads. Like some of the awards that LPT has won the first 2 years are ridiculous. The Innovator Awards and that kind of stuff. And I jump on the LPT Connect site. It's like, oh, yeah, here's this whole breakdown of our awards we get for LPT. You're one of our agents, so here's this award. You can promote it with your picture. We went down to Grand Prix the first year. I literally posted one of the billboard signs with my face on it, and people were calling me up going, "Holy crap! I didn't know you were," you know. But this is just stuff because it's all legit. It's just people are always looking for ways to make things happen. You don't have to create stuff in LPT. It's there. You just take it and you use it the way you're supposed to. And we always talk about stop being a secret agent.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
You need to brand yourself. You need to make yourself famous. Well, when you start having magazines around town and other people's homes, and they show up in a doctor's office, which I've done that at a dentist before, just dropped off a magazine or two, you are making yourself famous. And the more famous you become, the more I'm not chasing leads, they're chasing me.
Yep. Empty the box, man. We did the same thing. We'd sell a house sometimes. Because when I first moved to Florida, we were still in a pretty hot real estate market. And the home would sell or go under contract before we even finished emptying the box. But we did the same thing, man. We'd go to office spaces. We'd go to coffee shops. If you went down Panama City Beach or 30A at all, I mean, every coffee shop had our flyers in there. Because, again, it was free.
Yep.
So why not put it out there? And, again, you said something earlier. LPT last year, 2024, won the most innovative real estate company, with, I think it was Inman gave us that award.
Yep.
For a power pack printed media box that people should have been using or were using in the 90s, or the early 2000s. Innovative for that. That's the beauty of this model is that, guys, and something that you need to know right now, printed media still works. And you win an innovative award for that? I mean, come on. So that just goes to show you how you got to quit putting so much on Facebook. I agree with Facebook. You're attracting other agents. There are friends and family that know, like, and trust you. You need to put it on there also. But the fact is, these people living in this neighborhood all around me, they're not on my Facebook page looking at me. But yet agents feel successful doing that. You need to get this power pack, you get your butt on the streets, and literally go start dropping flyers in front of people.
Yep. Most of my Facebook stuff is automated.
Absolutely.
Yep. Because it's just a, here I am, I'm doing this, let it run. So when somebody looks up, they see me.
Yep.
But the power of what I do is what I do locally. And then bring up YouTube channels, and YouTube channels designed to provide value.
Absolutely. That's all it's about.
So
providing value.
Once you get the value in there, they will come.
Yep. Well, Allan, look, man, this has been awesome. Again, how would people get in touch with you if they are interested in talking to you about LPT Realty or possibly joining your real estate team?
I would love both. Love growing the company. Always like to grow the team. So if you're the Hampton Roads area, actually we cover a footprint from Richmond down to Northeast North Carolina with our agents. Give me a call. My phone number is 757-997-7792 with the Murray Realty Group. If you're looking, I'm going to start putting up nationally, but if you're looking to join an amazing brokerage and you want to have that conversation, I've always said, if you love where you're at, stay there.
Yep.
But I had friends I called that were like, I'm not leaving. I'm like, I'm not calling you to tell you have to leave. But I did not feel comfortable not telling you about this opportunity, because if I didn't tell you about it and then 2 years later you join them, why didn't you tell me? I gave you the option. So in 2 years from you or a year from now, and you say, I want to join, I'd be like, I told you.
Yep, that's it.
And then you join then.
Well, cool deal, man. Look, it's been awesome. We got a 12 o'clock call together. We're going to be talking about YouTube content and how you can grow your real estate business, grow an agent attraction downline. Again, guys, if you're interested in finding out more about LPT Realty, go to SaveMoreSellMore.com. Talk soon, Allan.
Take care, Anthony. See you later.